Yo, what's up, guys? It's Harsan Bar again for episode 2 of the What the Deuce podcast. I guess that's what we're calling it now. Well, we were gonna have a normal podcast, but breaking news. Hashim, you want to take this one real quick?
Kim Jong-un died.
Okay,
Yes.
wait a minute, Hashim. I don't think he died. Did he? I thought it was just speculation.
Nah. They're saying that he died. Some people are saying that he died. Some people are saying that he didn't die. We don't know yet. But
Again, I think he died, and North Korea is just trying to save face right now. But I mean, it's gonna take a while for us to find out what actually happened.
that makes
So
sense. They're trying to figure out a plan. What if it's a CIA
it's probably
that
like a whole
initiated
like
the death?
You think somebody's undercover duing that
A
heart
hundred
operation?
percent, 100% that America's involved in his death.
do you honestly think that? Do you
He's
believe
only,
that?
I believe that America's involved in everything. I'm on it, bro.
Do you think the doctor that they got to do the surgery was an American in disguise? Do you think it's like an American disguise or something like that? Because, like, I mean, back in World War II, there was like this big, like, fear that there was like these Asian spies in the American society and they had to lock them all up. Do you think America maybe implanted an American spy into the freaking ranks of the Korean medical staff and were able to, like, finally, do the deed and get rid of him?
I mean, America controls most of the world, so I wouldn't be surprised that that happened.
Can we just talk about the heart surgeons really quick?
Yeah, what's
I'm
up?
sure they're totally fine. I'm sure their whole family, everything they own is totally fine.
Yeah,
Nothing's wrong
exactly.
with it.
The-
Like he didn't order any kind of operation to, delete them all from the existence of the
yeah,
planet.
yeah. He went.
You
He
know,
went
there's a
home and like basically just like kissed his kids on the cheeks. Said like, "Oh, I tried my best." No, definitely. He's definitely home right now, just relaxing.
You know, in North Korea, they have a three-generation punishment. So basically, they don't punish only you, but they punish three generations after you.
Yo, that's so freaking hard,
Wow.
bruh.
I mean, when
That's
you
Yeah,
think
so
about
like
it,
hard,
the
bruh.
surgeons'
like
kids
the
and the
heart.
kids' surgeons, like they're all gonna be punished for like the
Yo,
deed of his parents.
that's like that scene from Mulan where Mushu goes like, "Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow, dishonor on your kid's cow." That's crazy. I guess that stereotype's kind of real then. Like the family, you'll bring honor. Like what was the thing from all? It's like you'll bring dishonor to us all or
Um,
something like that. I always
Yeah,
wondered like what
yeah.
that meant. I guess that's what they're doing.
When you think about it, he actually tried to kill the god of the country.
What?
Everybody thinks of him as a god.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, yeah. Everyone, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, do you guys remember that one movie, The Interview, with James Franco and Seth Rogen?
I love
100%,
that
yeah.
movie. That movie was so funny.
It's basically what happened. Like, I mean, he didn't go out
Yeah,
to
exactly. I
Katy
know,
Perry,
right?
but yeah, but like, it's still. And you know what's absolutely insane? If you go on Hulu right now, you know how like Netflix has like its top picks or whatever? Hulu has the exact same thing, and The Interview
Uh-huh.
is like in the top picks right now. Like after this news broke, it's just right there.
So I didn't watch the movie. What was it about?
I mean, it was just Seth Rogen, James Franco got a chance to interview Kim Jong Un, and they went to North Korea, found out that he's like this really chill guy or whatever, but he's still super crazy, and they kill him at the end. That's like the big
That's
part.
Yeah,
crazy.
like his cool persona was like a hoax. They just wanted him to think he was cool, so America think he would be cool, and then he just turned on them,
What I
basically.
heard about the movie was that from South Korea, they attached a bunch of CDs to balloons and
Yeah,
they like threw them across the border.
I wonder what South Korea is thinking right now. Like, there's like two options: either one, takeover, or two, it's gonna get worse for them. Like maybe some of the North Koreans are gonna go crazy and start attacking the border or something. I don't know.
Honestly, North Korea is gonna blame it on someone.
But like,
They might blame it on America or something, and then North Korea might go to war, but we have to wait and see.
You think they're gonna
He might
blame
not even be
America?
dead, honestly.
But like, so here's the thing. Are we 100% sure this has nothing to do with coronavirus? Like, it's absolutely nothing to do with that.
If they did, why would they hide it? I mean,
Because
why
because
would they
Yeah,
label it as a heart
be,
surgery?
because remember back in the day, when they made the story like the only person North Korea has like zero cases of coronavirus because they like killed the one dude who had it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like maybe they're trying to showcase that like, oh, the leader can't be affected by it. He's a god. Like there's no way that he can just get sick. It has to be something else. Something that's like
Okay, yeah,
not
yeah.
a normal person
Someone has to
getting.
do it to him, basically.
Yeah,
Someone has to botch
exactly.
a surgery for him to die. He can't get anything because he's a god in
Exactly.
their eyes. They
I
said that his sister might take over.
dude, have you seen pictures of his sister?
No, I have not.
She looks like Azula from the Avatar: The Last Airbender. Remember that,
how
like that
old is she?
sadistic queen?
How
Yeah,
old is
yeah.
she?
She's 31.
Okay, so not too far off from him.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, why can't his kid just take over? But his kid's like 7 years old. So I guess that's why. So is this just the end of North Korea? Like I don't see how they can possibly like come back from this, I guess, you know? Especially during this pandemic. Like everyone's freaking out and now they just lost their leader. Everyone's looking
So
at
does
them.
Kim Jong Un have a son?
No, he has a daughter who's 7.
I mean, she can always be the successor. You never know.
Oh,
I mean, they had past gods to say, and then they were kind of recovered. So I feel like this might be just a blimp in the near future. And I feel like her daughter will marry into a family.
I think that the sister was already prepared to take over in case anything happened to him, regardless.
but I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. Some of the pictures, the sister looks like she killed him. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like in some of those shots, she looks like she planned this entire thing. She's like, "Oh, my stupid brother! Finally, my time in the sun will come, and her time in the sun's here." I guess, you know.
This sounds like a bad movie.
I mean, you
Like a
say
bad
this, bro, but like
The Interview 2 is actually live action.
this is all just
Imagine.
promotion for the interview too. Like that's all. That's all this is. But like honestly, think about it because like, do you think this is the end of like the whole facade that's North Korea? Because like, so like the North Korean people are basically brainwashed, right? Like
Right.
they think that their leaders are God. They're perfectly happy with their lives with like their fake grocery stores and all that. Do you think this will be like a wake up call? Like, oh shoot, their leader fell to something that, was out of his control or whatever. It wasn't like old age. Wait, how did the previous North Korean leader die? That was back in like 2010. Do you remember this?
I think it was just natural causes. I think it was just old age. I don't think it was anything more.
Yeah, so like this man, he was like what, 40 or like 36 or something like that. He was super young.
Late 30s. Yeah, super young.
I definitely don't think that the North Korean people are going to wake up because they're brainwashed to believe. I mean, they're not even good. They're not even living good lives right now. So you can't really say they're brainwashed because of like their society.
I mean,
It's mostly agricultural society.
you
So
say
they don't really have access to the internet and stuff.
that. No, that's fair. That's true. Like their internet's completely like very very limited. Like
Yeah.
but
Like,
that's
what are they gonna do even if they don't believe that he's God? Like, they can't really fight back in any way. They can't really leave the country. So,
No.
like, and if they try to fight, they're just gonna get shut down immediately.
no, dude, no. So like, here's the thing. Like, we don't know what his sister's like yet. So maybe she's super chill and she's like, okay, well, the Americans can finally come in and help us now. Like, we'll be open to aid. We'll give internet access to everyone. Do you think like things are gonna change now? It's like
That would go against everything that their family has been working for like generations. I don't think she would be the one to do that.
Yeah.
You know how Asian families are very family oriented. They don't usually go against the grain.
That's true. But think about it. Like her father's dead, her brother's dead. There's basically no one checking her now. Like she's like the only one left, I guess. We'll see.
Going back to Mulan, you don't want to dishonor your ancestors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Dishonor to you, dishonor to your cow, dishonor to your Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Yeah, it's just I don't know. We'll see. This is all speculation. Like he might not even be dead. We don't even know yet. So we were gonna have like a normal podcast, right? But all this Kim Jong Un stuff happened, and we were just like, we gotta talk about this first. It's kind of crazy because we tried recording this podcast like almost like 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago, and we just could not do it. Maybe this was like God's way of saying like, oh wait, just wait. I have some news for you boys. Just hold on. Like,
Yeah, we
isn't that
need
the
to
problem
eat
with like
first.
daily podcasts? Like by the time they do it, they post the podcast, like they're out of date. Like something new comes up, like that changes the whole scale of what's going on.
yeah. There's always like the biggest issues, like, oh, you guys, why didn't you talk about this or why didn't you talk about this? It's just because like we record at a certain time and then some big news happens. We just lucked out that we kept messing up earlier today,
Yeah.
and it was just yeah.
So I was looking at an article. They're saying that Trump was trying to. You remember when you growing up, we had like a bunch of stuff in our cafeterias at school. We
Yeah.
had like ice cream, we had sodas, we had everything. And then
Right.
Michelle Obama came and took that all away.
You had ice cream at
Yeah.
your school? What? I didn't have
Yeah,
ice
I
cream
had
in my school.
everything. I had ice cream. I had
Ice cream sandwiches, a lot of
yeah.
them.
And then Michelle Obama came in, everything was gone. We only had like these crappy vegetables that were like 3 days old.
Yes.
It all changed. It all changed when Michelle Obama
Michelle
attacked.
Obama attacked. Yeah.
So Trump recently tried to like override that, but then he got banned by the Supreme Court. He got blocked
Ooh,
by them.
dang. Trump's actually just
Dang.
Trump is just making sure these kids like have enough energy for the day. But I mean, I get it. Like I understand what Michelle Obama was trying to do. As an adult, though, I appreciate the veggies now. As like a kid, I could see why it was a big deal, but like now, because like like those meals are all those kids get sometimes, right? Like
Yeah, they are.
if you're gonna force a kid to have like only one meal because that's all you can afford, you want to make sure it's like at least somewhat healthy. I mean, I know.
Yeah,
Look,
somewhat edible.
okay, maybe not edible. That stuff tasted like plastic, but like at least there's some nutrition, right? I don't know.
They should at least make it good, honestly. I feel like
So,
people are still gonna get what they want.
so like this happened back in 2008. Like, how do you guys remember lunches before that? I don't remember anything. Like, I've always remembered like.
Because I remember like the rapid switch in my school. Like we had like one day we had like everything, and the next day we had like vegetables.
No, dude, same. I was a fat kid. Like my whole world flipped upside down when this happened.
I remember taking 50 cents to school just to buy an ice cream. I was like, bet. And then I was like,
No,
that's all
same,
gone.
Rusher, same. I got 2 ice creams, bro. That was my life.
I should get like quarters and just save them up just to go to the get ice cream.
Yo, I'm
And,
so
and then they had
shook,
like
guys.
those, yeah, like they had those like little soda things, like the flavored water. I don't know
Oh
what they were
yeah,
called.
those.
What were they
Yeah.
called? What were they called? I don't remember, but those were okay. I drank a lot of those for some reason.
Guys, I don't know what type of rich white school y'all went to because I don't remember any of this stuff.
I wouldn't call my school a rich white one, but
That's
okay.
fair. Yeah. But okay, to be fair, I remember firmly that my parents never let me eat anything in the cafeteria. Like, I guess they were just like, oh, you're going to eat something not in our faith or
Yo,
whatever. I used to eat nihari all the time in classes, you know?
Yo, Nihari.
Yeah, bro.
That's just type of curry, guys.
I get that, but you can't just say curry, man. I'm trying to culture these fools out here. But yeah.
I mean, they don't know what that is.
Dang, that's wild. Okay, so like what? So like, is Trump trying to like just go back to like letting kids have vending machines in classes or something?
Yeah, basically, he wants them back to like everything that is allowed in school.
He's literally trying to make America great again, right? Like he's gonna have like the separate water fountains too. Like colored people go here, white people go there, right?
I mean, if it was up to him.
So I guess we should probably talk about what we were actually going to talk about, which was this Netflix show that we were really excited to watch last week. Okay, so we all watched that new Netflix show, Too Hot to Handle. I thought we were all going to hate it, but we ended up all binge watching it. Like I put on the first episode thing. I was only going to watch that one episode so I could talk about it for the podcast. But I ended up binge watching the entire thing until 5 a.m. No, I don't have a problem. What are you talking about? So for just right now, I guess we can like talk no spoilers just for like a little bit. Hashim, what'd you think of your first reality show, bro?
So I'm gonna be honest. I did the same thing. I stayed up till 5 a.m. watching it. I thought I was gonna hate it, but I ended up liking it. The concept and the people were obnoxious, but I just thought that it was very entertaining. So I think it did its job. Netflix, good job.
I agree, man. Like I think like the production was well done. I like the concept. It's just it feels like they got kind of muddled a little bit towards the end. I'll explain later when we get to more spoilers. But Omar, what do you think, bro?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how you guys end up until 5 a.m. to watch the show because I had trouble getting through the first 15 minutes of the first episode, and then you guys convinced me to watch the rest. Honestly, it was so cringy. Like, what made you want to watch it?
Look, bro.
Like,
Look.
I like the concept of it where like you practice abstinence. Like hot people practice abstinence. Like I thought that was interesting because that's not something they used to, and they're around each other all the time. But what made you guys want to watch it? Please tell me.
Okay, look, man. Look, I did not want to watch the show. It's just I ended up watching the show because like you guys kind of like convinced me to, I guess. Like here's the thing. Remember, last week I literally said I don't want to watch the show because it's just hot people the problem. It was hot people the problem. It was literally just hot people the problem. But I don't know. I sometimes just like having people I feel superior to, I guess. Like I felt like I could look down on these fools sometimes. Except that one guy. Except that one guy. When we talked about the actual show, except that one guy, he was chill. But everyone else, it's just bro, like
I feel like we can talk about the characters. I don't think we're like give it away by just talking about them.
Okay.
No, I think we're fine with that. Like everybody was in their own feelings, except for like a couple of people.
Okay.
So who'd you guys like the most, Arslan?
Who's best boy?
Guy or girl?
No, we're gonna do who's best boy, guys, and who's best girl. All right, I think for me,
all right, go ahead.
Best boy was definitely Kels. Kels was legit. He was my homie. Like that man was after that.
Why?
He was after the bag the whole time, bro. Like he was after that bag. He was playing for the long game.
He wasn't though. He wasn't.
What do you mean?
He was after the bag when he got denied. He was after her, Francesca, when he had the opportunity.
Okay, hold up. No, he wasn't. He literally shot down Francesca. Francesca was like, "Oh, let's have a little fun in the shower or whatever."
Yeah.
Right? Oh, spoiler alert. But either way,
that's facts. Actually,
wait, they still had fun in the shower, but they just didn't.
Yeah, but
he did not get rejected, bro. He rejected her.
Dude, okay. Let's cut this. Overall, I think we all enjoyed it to like a certain extent. I mean, it was trash TV. It was literally the definition of trash TV. But if you have like nothing to do during quarantine, who cares, right? Anyway, so My boy Kels, this man, he is legit a king. Like, he is the definition of a king. He got his money, he yelled at some fools, and he even got the girls looking at him, but he made a girl cry because she couldn't get with him. Like, think about that. That's some
Wait,
king
who did he
stuff,
make
bro.
cry?
Well, Francesca was literally in tears, bro. Do you not remember? Like, after,
But isn't Harry the real winner? He got the money and he got the girl
uh,
while doing what he wanted to do
okay,
the whole time.
I get what you're saying. Yes, you're right there. But for me, at least, Kels is a king. Kels is legit, bro.
I also like David. He gave up his
I'm
chance at a
with you
girl.
all the way on that about Hashim. David was the man. He was bros before hoes all the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the only respectable people are Kels and David. Like, David was bros before hoes, and Kels stick to his guns. Like, he was sticking to his morals. I mean,
I
you know,
mean, Sharon was all right. Sharon didn't really do anything like disrespectful like that. I mean, obviously he said some weird stuff at the beginning, but other than that, he did pretty well at the end.
yeah, I think Sharon and Rhonda had the best. If we're talking anime terms, they had the best character arc. Like,
Yeah.
their development was fantastic. Everyone else, I think they're still assholes. Everyone else in the show. Okay, so Hashim, this is the thing I wanted to talk about before when we were like discussing the show a little bit.
Yeah.
The reason I don't enjoy the show as much as you guys might is because I feel like the producers literally involved themselves in literally every aspect of the show. Like, you know that one scene when like everyone was like grilling Sharon and Rhonda? I mean, they were like really happy for Sharon and Rhonda to like spend all that money. I felt like in normal situations, no one would act like that, right? Like, they would not put someone else's love affair over their bag, right? Like, I notice during all the ending, right? Like when everyone got their money, Kels was
Yeah.
like the one who spoke the least, because I'm pretty sure that the producers failed to like convince him to be super happy for like everyone else, and he was just like, I lost so much money, like, come on, you know?
No, I think they did a good job of showing that he was mad whenever they lost money
But like,
because
remember,
he was kind of just in the corner. He didn't
Yeah.
have really expression on his face. We knew that
That
he
was
was kind of pissed.
that was his only emotion, being pissed.
I get that, man. I get that, but I just feel it feels like so you know, like with the ending, right? Like with Harry and Francesca being able to get all the money back, right?
Yeah.
That feels like such a producer thing to me, you know? Like, I feel like originally they were gonna let them lose all that money and then let them like go back into the outside world with like everyone knowing that they basically lost like however much money they lost. I
Yeah,
feel like the
yeah.
producers, they basically made it so you can't hate them.
Everyone goes home a winner. Yeah.
Well, no, not just that. It's just so like, because like these people's their lives are Instagram, right? Like their whole business model is Instagram, having followers, things like that. Imagine
Yeah.
if they did not like, if they did not win that money back, they would be the villains of the entire show. Like, they would literally be hated by everyone who would watch the show because they literally ruined it for everyone else because they were selfish.
But I feel like that way it's more real. I feel like the producers did kind of get involved. You're right.
Yeah,
I
because
feel like
like,
they kind of Disneyfied the ending to make it so it's a happy ending for everyone.
exactly. Yeah, and I freaking was so pissed off with that. I was just like, that literally goes against the entire point of the show, I guess. I mean, no, it doesn't. The whole point of the show was for them to grow as people, but at the same time, the money was also a key thing, bro. Like, because think about
So if they get if I don't think I don't understand about this kind of reality TV show is if they have another season, how do they not tell people that they're going on the same show?
yeah,
Like how do they keep it a secret?
yeah,
They would have to change it. They would have to change the whole premise of it, and probably most of the rules too. Like, I was thinking they could add more people to make it a little bit more difficult.
But
to,
why
like-
change what works? So I don't think Netflix is gonna change it. I think they're just gonna
Well, who said it worked though? I mean,
it's like the #1 show on Netflix right now.
Well,
well,
we
everybody's
don't know
bored
that,
out
but
of their
yeah,
minds.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you, Hashim. Like, I'm unsure as well because like the fact is, how are they gonna? They could maybe do like one more season. Like, they could do one more season where, like, I guess not everyone has watched the show, and they could probably convince like a bunch of Bachelor rejects to go on this experience, right, and then film all that. But I don't think they could do it past season 2. Like, after season 2, I'm pretty sure the show's gonna be big enough to where like people know what's up. Like, the whole
Yeah,
point of the
everyone
show
knows
is
what's
like
up.
the whole point of the show is like, oh, what? I thought we were gonna have this amazing vacation experience. No, we're not allowed to interact with each other. Like, what the heck? But like, yeah, that mystery is gonna be gone once the show pops off.
Mm-hmm. You guys haven't
Hassan, what
watched
do you
it?
what do you think of this show compared to Bachelor in Paradise? Like, what would you give it out of 10?
Out of 10, again, the producer stuff really knocked it down for me. And there was another thing I forgot what it was. there was like another thing that really pissed me off. Okay, so you remember that one scene when like Sharon and Rhonda went to go talk to each other in the freaking in the dressing room, like in the middle of the night?
Yeah, like for early episodes, yeah.
Why were their mics on? Like, why were their mics on during that point? Like, did they
I
put
mean,
because if you look carefully, right, none of the people have their mics
hmm
on when they go to bed because this could be mad uncomfortable, right? Why did they go into the dressing room with their mics on? And how is it possible that the only person who saw them was the person who was in the middle of a bunch of drama? Like Francesco's getting grilled for losing
Yeah.
$3,000, yet she's the only one who saw all that happen. Again, I
At the
feel like
end of the day, it's a reality TV show. We know that not all of it's
yeah.
authentic and
And,
real.
and about the mic thing, maybe they just had mics playing in the dressing room. Like I feel like that's not the main concern. The Francesca one, yeah, that's all BS right there.
again, like I get it. It's reality TV. The producers need to make sure that's entertaining for everyone, so they have to create all this drama. But the reason I like Bachelors in Paradise more is because even when the producers get involved, the reactions that people have still feel authentic, at least to a certain extent. Like for example, in this previous season of The Bachelor, right? The main dude Peter and this one girl Victoria, right? They go on a date, and they're going on a date to a concert, and the person performing at the concert is Victoria's ex-boyfriend. Now, the producers obviously set that up. They knew that they used to date, but her reaction to him being at the concert was so freaking real. It was so authentic. Like it just felt more entertaining, I guess, in the long run. Like
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't feel dirty for like that drama because I feel like it was somewhat earned, I guess, you know?
Well, that's good
Yeah,
at
that
least.
makes sense. You made your point. We'll watch Bachelors in Paradise. We get
All
it.
right, now important question for you guys: Who's best girl? Who's waifu?
But all these girls were such trash. They were all
Okay,
kind of
bro, I
trash,
don't know
bro.
about that.
None
I
of
don't
them
know
were
about
pretty to
Yeah.
me.
that.
None of them were pretty to me. Like you guys can go off about Francesca, but none of
So
them
you
were
have
that
a
pretty to
favorite
me.
guy? You have a favorite guy, but not a favorite
Yo,
girl? Is that it?
I mean, it's only you know me, Omer. You know what we talk about after 2 a.m., bro.
I'm
You
just
know.
messing with you, man.
Yeah, no, no, for real.
Whoa,
Like,
What the?
whoa.
look. I'll be honest with
Taste the rainbow.
you.
Just
Look, bro, I relate to the guys way more than the girls. The girls just, I don't know, they just all either were too dumb or just like had nothing to them, I guess.
I
Okay,
mean,
I like Chloe.
yeah.
I thought Chloe was gonna be really, really annoying, but when I realized that she was really looking for like an actual connection as opposed to just like appeal, like she could have just stuck with David because David was hot, but she literally felt like, oh, there's really nothing there. There's no chemistry. So she was looking for what she really wanted, like actual chemistry, I guess. And I
Mhm.
kind of respected
That's
that, I guess.
fair.
I kind of respected that. At the same time, she's too picky, bro. David's this nice guy. Like, give him a chance, but what are you doing?
I mean, everybody in the show is kind of picky, so you can't really like blame her for that.
No,
I
no,
mean, that's
dude.
what their whole identity is getting what they want and being hot. So I feel like
Materialistic,
they can be picky if they
egotistical.
want
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
Because in the
I,
outside world, they have options too. It's not
I,
like they're
Yeah,
limited to the show.
yeah, no,
I
no.
think for
Kelsey, yeah,
me,
Kelsey knew that.
favorite girl was Rhonda. Rhonda was probably the best one.
Yeah,
Only appearance though,
And
because
now they're practically celebrities, so
exactly, bro.
yeah, they're famous on
No,
Instagram and everywhere else.
well, no, Rhonda was chill too. Like she felt really grounded and real to me. Like I mean, she was like a single mother or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like her stakes were more real. I wonder who's taking care of the kid though during all the filming, but I mean that's whatever.
Yeah, it's probably her
Her
parents or something, you know.
parents? Oh, her parents. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hashim,
Um,
who do you think? We
yeah.
gotta hear from you now.
uh, I agree with Ursulan. I mean, I first liked Francesca, but I feel like she's like every other LA girl, so Ursulan has a point there.
Really, nobody on the show? Wow.
Yeah, no one. And then the guys, David and I like the guy, the musician. Well, I forgot his name. What was
You
it?
you like Bryce? What the
Yeah, I like
heck?
Bryce.
You
I
like
like
Bryce?
Bryce.
I said that too. I like Bryce too.
You
He's
guys
funny,
like
man.
Bryce?
He's
But
funny. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's
he's a nice
nice.
guy? What are you
Yeah.
talking? He was borderline a rapist, bro.
Okay,
When was
wait
he
a
a rapist?
minute.
When?
He didn't. What?
Okay,
He only
okay.
touched one girl,
He
bro.
did not rape anyone. But the way
It was
he was
consent. It
the
was
way
consent,
he
all
was
right?
talking was so sleazy and
That was
such.
everyone in the show, though.
Okay,
But
it
him,
wasn't
And that was
everybody.
only the
him
beginning.
even more. Okay, again, again, Hashim, that I feel like the producers kind of toned him down. I feel like his actual personality is still the guy we saw in the beginning. Because think about it, bro. Look, I guess
Mhm.
when we're kids, right? We imagine like, oh, living on a boat by yourself, doing whoever you want, whenever you want, all the time is probably like a really good life. But as you get older, you realize that that's just like really sad. and really like sleazy. He even said it himself. He even said that the only reason he was doing all that was because he felt insecure and inferior to everyone else. So he wanted to like showcase like, oh look, I have a big boat. Oh, I get to sleep with all these women all the time. He was just making up for the fact that he's a loser. Like that's all he was doing.
I mean, it just sounded like
I feel like that we resonated with him because we're all losers too.
Speak for yourself, Austin, right?
I felt like he was literally a walking pile of like slime. I mean, I kind of felt
I liked him. I liked him.
I don't think so. I think he
there was something about him that I liked.
Maybe we want to be him when we grow up.
No, I don't want to be him, but he just felt like a nice guy. Like he would be the one I would want to talk to in a conversation out of all of them.
I feel like we watched two very different shows, guys. I honestly do. I feel like we watched very different
maybe
shows.
We did, honestly.
Because like Bryce,
like Umar, if you could pick one
asshole.
guy that you wanted to talk to, who would you pick? Just in a conversation.
Kells.
Conversation. Probably David.
If we could invite one person to the podcast that can give us the best, like David's just like too much positivity. That's like he sounds fake. It's a point that's like it's kind of fake.
I would pick Sharon. I think Sharon would be super dope to have on the podcast.
Sure, yeah, we need a Kevin Hart on the show. That'd be amazing.
Is it just because he's short? Is it really just because he's short? Like, is that it?
No, his personality too. Are you kidding me? It's literally just because he's short and his personality. That's the only two things that make him Kevin Hart. Hey, and those are the only two things Kevin Hart is made out of. You're telling me I'm wrong.
Give me your best Kevin Hart
I don't know why people like that Jesus guy. He was like...
Oh, that guy.
He was just dumbass. He was just dumbass, honestly.
He was... The Jesus joke got old after the fourth time they did it, and they did it a fifth time afterwards.
I know.
Just like, bruh, please.
The only thing he brought to the table was his like...
His name was...
The only thing he brought to the table was his hair. Like, he couldn't even hold a conversation.
Honestly,
yeah, his hair and his tattoos.
I think that's why they kept doing the Jesus joke, because like he had no personality except the fact that he looked like Jesus.
No, but like if you go on Instagram, everyone loved him. I don't know why.
Well, if you go on his
maybe
Instagram,
just the way he looked. Maybe just the way he looked.
Look, he's from Boulder, Colorado, and I could definitely tell that just by looking at him. And,
yeah, that makes sense.
He's just like like it's about the free market, man. Like I'm just trying to live my life out here, bro.
He's one of those people that thinks he's an intellectual, but he's not. Like when you like actually look at what he's saying, he's like, let's say like bullshit.
Yeah, he was crushing on that white chick who was basically saying the same shit, like bullshit spirit stuff.
Yeah.
They sound like two stoners.
They are two stoners, honestly.
I was so confused on why he kept saying that he couldn't connect to anyone. I mean, no one was hitting on the Irish chick. Why didn't no one go after the Irish chick?
I feel
he
like
probably asked everyone their star sign, and it was like, nah, you're not compatible. He's definitely that type of guy.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
He has to make sure the healing crystals match up or whatever.
100%.
Exactly.
That's the vibe I got from him.
They had to be the same color or some shit.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Irish chick was definitely the 10-10 of the show. Omar, you get that reference, right? Like she was the 10-10 of this entire experience.
I feel like everybody thought her accent was annoying. Maybe that's why.
I liked her accent. I thought it was hot.
Like, I don't know. Everybody had this, I don't know. Maybe she was like the one with the least attractive accent on the show to them. Because there were so many people with different accents.
I mean, if you think
Irish accents are strong.
If you think Chloe from SX was really not kind of grating at times, I mean, good for you, I guess. But I mean, overall, I mean, it was. Would you guys watch season 2? I mean, know that it's going to be completely different people. It's not going to be the same people at all.
Probably not, if I'm being honest.
I feel like I would watch season 2 just like when I'm free.
You would watch it?
Not something I would actively wait for. Something that like I would be like, oh, it's on Netflix. I mean, you should watch it.
I think I'm done with reality TV after this.
Nah, bro, no. You gotta watch Bachelor.
You just entered the world.
You gotta watch Bachelor in Paradise.
I'm stepping out. I'm sorry.
Nah, you gotta watch Bachelor in Paradise.
I'm pulling out. I'm pulling out.
You gotta watch Bachelor in Paradise, bro. Come on.
Yo, you're crazy.
No, dude, come on.
No
you
way.
gotta watch it with me.
We're
gonna cuddle together. After this, it's gonna come out after this quarantine anyway. So,
you're making a lot of rainbow jokes today.
You convinced me. You got me after cuddling.
Hey,
you're making a lot of rainbow jokes today.
We're gonna cut that out.
Yo, Hashim, what's wrong with you, man? It's okay. This is the safe space. I'm kidding. But yeah, anything else going on with you guys?
I feel like we really talked it out. I feel like we need to move on to the next topic.
Yeah, exactly. What else have you guys been up to?
Yo, did you see that Travis Scott concert on Fortnite?
Yo, that was actually a really weird concert. I saw like pictures of it everywhere on Snapchat, Twitter.
I didn't know what was going on, but it kind of looked cool, like just to see that still goes on in Fortnite.
Did you watch the video or something? I didn't watch.
No, I didn't watch the video. No.
So wait, so no one watched it? You guys just read a headline?
I read the
I just
headline.
saw-
I was like,
I just saw a bunch of thumbnails on YouTube.
I saw a meme where like there's a bunch of older guys like they're like in the classroom with like a bunch of little kids. And they're like that's me during the Fortnite concert.
Was it bigger or not as big as the Marshmallow concert?
It was
It was
bigger.
way bigger.
Much
Like
bigger.
he had like a hologram of himself, like over like the ocean or something like that.
I think he was doing it live too. So like
You think it was no way he was doing it live? What?
that's what people said. He was doing it live at his home.
There's no way he could pull that off. You
It was a
really
live
think so?
concert, so yeah, it had to be.
I don't think it was a live concert. I'm pretty sure it was pre-recorded.
Isn't it crazy that like Travis Scott's first album was probably older than like most of the kids who like watched it?
So what's your thoughts on Trump saying that we should inject ourselves with chloride?
That was the
The hell?
funniest thing I ever saw in my life. I didn't think it was real. The fact that he tweeted that out, I thought that was hilarious.
Honestly,
Why? Hush,
you know,
how-
like Maryland got like 300 calls the next day, like 3,000 calls the next day, like if asking if like they could do it or not.
Wait,
No.
what? Did
Somebody
you
needs to
what?
take
Yeah,
away his
yeah.
phone.
The Maryland hospitals, they got calls like people were asking like if they can like eat the eat like chloride.
Hashim, you were just defending this man. How you defend him after stuff like that, bro?
I'm not defending him. I'm trying to resonate why so many people voted for him.
Can
has
we
to be
just
a
sign
reason.
a petition? Can we just sign a petition to confiscate his phone, please? I think that's what we should all do. Just take Twitter away from him.
Like Obama didn't have an iPhone until after he was president. Why does Trump get to have one now? I don't understand.
Is that just the era we live in? Don't you think
Whatever.
that his Twitter contributes to his success, or do you think it hurts him?
I don't think the people who voted for him are on Twitter. I mean, they are, but like they're like not the majority on Twitter.
It
I
probably
agree with that.
probably still hurts him though.
I don't think so. I think the people that are going to vote for him are going to vote for him regardless of what. It's like a
Of what he
cult. I don't
says on
understand
Twitter.
why. I'm trying to explain why. I don't understand.
I mean,
That's my.
you could say the same thing.
Reasoning.
Obama was kind of a cult, somewhat, back when he was running against Mitt Romney, I guess. But
Yeah, you
like,
could say that.
he was more like, he was just the biggest difference. Like, all these politicians are kind of corrupt. Like, all of them are to a certain extent. The thing with Trump is just like, he just seems like a jerk, bro. Like, he just seems like an old-fashioned white man from the 1940s, and I don't see how anyone can relate to him like that.
I'm about to say something against the grain, but Obama wasn't that great.
I guess.
All right, we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna cut that
No,
out.
we're gonna
Why?
keep that. Hashim,
We can't have free thought.
what did you not like about Obama?
I didn't like his foreign policy. He was like more to the. He did a lot of shitty things in the Middle East and Afghanistan and in Pakistan that I did not agree with. He just wasn't more straight up with it. I feel like Trump says what he's gonna do, but like Obama did a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
did,
Trump says more things than he actually does.
but did
Yeah,
you-
that's the good thing about Trump. He doesn't do anything. Obama did stuff that I disagree with, but he's better than Trump 100%. But
I think
He wasn't
having a president that makes empty promises
the
is not
greatest
better.
president that people say. I definitely wanted to see Bernie Sanders and what he could do, but I guess we're not going to see that.
do you guys think like that like Bernie's gonna be some like cabinet position now at this point, or do you think he's like way too like out there to like anyone's gonna like give him a chance? You know,
I
Like, you
feel
thi-
like
do
no
you
one's
think
going to
he's,
give him a
like-
chance.
you don't think no one's gonna give him a chance? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out why he dropped out so early. I mean, I get like he was losing like a bunch of representatives or whatever, like things like that, but like I don't know, but like why didn't you just keep going for now? Like,
I feel like he knew that he was not going to win, so he wanted all the attention to be on Biden so that he can actually beat Trump. Because at
Yeah,
this rate,
and then
Trump
he
is going to
started
win.
supporting Biden right after he dropped out.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
nominated. He knows that Biden's at least better than Trump, so we need Biden in office. Did you hear that? Joe Biden tweeted out that he's gonna, if Michelle Obama wants to, that she could be vice president.
Michelle Obama.
Really? Did he say that?
Yeah, he said that. He said that.
That's
He
hilarious.
tweeted it out. He said in an interview that he would 100% take Michelle Obama on as vice president.
Okay, look. I don't agree with that completely at all, really. But that's still better than tweeting out that you can drink Clorox or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with Michelle Obama? You don't think she'll be a good vice president?
I mean, after what she did to the freaking lunch menu, I don't think so.
the lunch menu?
I feel like that was a good hindsight, but it didn't work out well.
I mean, Arsene, weren't you saying like a while ago that if they added some woman in office, that it would increase like the chances of somebody becoming president, whoever
no,
they
Biden.
decided?
I firmly believe that you have to have, at this point, the only way for Biden to win is if he gets if he has a minority woman vice president. Specifically, a minority woman vice president. Only because, based on what America needs right now, is America needs a strong black woman to take control of the country. Think of it like this. Think of it like this. Okay, so who are the biggest diehard loyal fans that you possibly know? It's always
Rihanna fans.
It's black
Beyonce
women.
fans.
Yeah, the queen bees, like the beehive or whatever. They're the most loyal, most
Cardi B
energetic
fans.
people. Yes, bro. We need someone with that energy in the White House to wake Joe Biden up every single morning with their freaking, just them. It's just we need that.
I get what you're saying, yeah. But what's better than Michelle Obama for that job? She's Obama's wife.
Yeah.
We'll also get the Obama fanboys to vote for Biden. Hopefully Biden will win. So I'm actively looking for a topic right now.
No, I got one. Okay, so I know we just went from talking about politics, but this is a more important topic right now. Big Time Rush is coming back together, guys. Are you guys excited?
Oh, wait, what?
Listen, okay, this is all speculation. They did a couple of days ago, the four guys from Big Time Rush. Quick, Hashim, what are their names? All four of them, go.
Carlos, Logan,
yeah, Kendall,
and
James,
yeah,
good job, guys. Yeah. So they did like this massive
tag team.
Yeah, they did like this massive this coronavirus quarantine Zoom thing or whatever, where they basically just all like talked to each other and like caught up and told stories and things like that. It was super dope. And after that, Big Time Rush was trending on Twitter. I was so shook. I woke up that morning, looked at my phone, was like, why is Big Time Rush trending? Like, oh no, did someone get like the virus or whatever? But nah, they just had like an amazing reunion Skype thing or whatever, and now they're talking about coming back together. Like, that's hype, bro. Like 2020 is honestly saved just because of that.
Honestly.
First
we had the Jonas Brothers, now we have this.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Like,
I feel like as times get rougher, like 2019, 2020, the bands come back together.
Dude, freaking what's their face? The Backstreet Boys? They're still together. Like they're still performing out there.
Next we need is One Direction to come back together.
One Direction. I don't think One Direction is gonna come back.
I don't think Zayn Malik will ever agree to that.
No, he's too famous now. He's doing way better without.
He's doing way better than all of them.
Wait, hold on. You think Zayn's doing the best, not Harry?
Nah, I think Zayn's doing the best. Have you seen Zayn's girlfriend?
Okay, whatever.
He's doing the best. He's doing the best.
But the fact, but freaking Harry Styles was in movies, dude. Like he's an actor now.
Have you seen Zayn Malik's girlfriend?
Facts.
Have you seen his hair, bro? Come on.
Yeah, bro. He changes his hairstyle like every other year.
He's trying to keep it fresh.
I have some friends who are still like directioners or whatever, and like they say that Niall's doing the best in their eyes. I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Niall? What is he even doing?
I don't even remember who Niall was.
I don't even remember who he was.
But wait, like, about Big Time Rush, like, isn't Carlos kind of ugly now?
Nah,
like, how's that gonna work?
Okay, so I thought that was hilarious. So in the Skype call, Carlos was the only one who was wearing a hat. Like he was the only one who was covering his hair. And I thought that was the funniest thing in the world. I mean,
like, he's 28 and he's balding that badly. I don't know.
If you guys look up the picture of him at court,
yes,
it's like pretty bad.
Ouch, dude. Ouch.
But still though, he got the baddest girl out of all of them. Like freaking Alexa Vega's like. Yeah, she's nice.
How did that happen, honestly?
He watched Spy Kids and was like, "Oh, she's cute."
Oh, I was watching Spy Kids the other day. I didn't know that was her.
Yeah, dude, that's Carlos's Miss Carlos, whatever.
Okay,
Garcia.
That's crazy.
Did you guys watch?
Did you say Tortilla?
I said Garcia. I'm sorry. All right.
You said Tortilla.
Did you guys watch the show growing up?
Of course.
Which one? Big Time Rush or Spy Kids?
Big Time Rush.
I
watched both, yeah. 100%, yeah.
The freaking scene of them like singing to that one girl, like they were like fighting over that one girl, and they were like all singing to her like on her balcony. Do you guys remember that one scene? Like they kept like pushing each other like out of the way, and they were just like kept singing.
Yeah.
It was that blonde chick, right? I think it was. I forgot her name. What was her name?
It was like it was like a dude's name. I remember it was like a dude's name.
Yeah. But
okay,
then,
son, you're talking about something that I definitely agree with. I feel like all these shows were all nostalgia. If you watch them now, they're pure garbage.
Yeah.
Like Hannah Montana doesn't hit as like used to.
No, definitely not.
It used to be so good.
Okay,
I was watching Wizards of the Place. That show used to be so good. It doesn't hold up anymore.
not,
Really? That one doesn't hold up? I thought that
No,
one
I
would
think
hold
none
up
of
pretty
them hold
well.
up. It
Hashim,
was all nostalgia.
Hashim, you say
Like I
that.
think Big Time Rush. I think Big Time Rush holds up pretty well because of the music. Everybody
No, no,
loves the music.
watch an episode and you'll be like,
Music.
"What is this garbage?"
Yeah.
I don't know if Big Time Rush holds up. Hashim, I'm gonna have to challenge you on that. I watched The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody with my sisters the other day. It still holds up, bro. Like I was still laughing. I thought it was really funny.
Which, I feel like the early seasons, yeah, but like the later seasons, they're not that good.
We obviously didn't get to On Deck yet. Like we're watching it in order, but like the early episodes of Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, they're genuinely pretty funny. I mean, there's no way they could do them today. Like there's no way Disney would ever allow them to do like the jokes they did back then. Like for example, okay, so like me and Omar were talking about this.
Yeah.
The second episode of The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody dresses up as a girl and enters a beauty pageant to impress Victoria Justice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like at the end of the episode,
Dang.
his wig
The world changes so much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What happens at the end of the episode?
At the end of the episode, Cody's wig like falls off or something like that, and his mom sees that he's like participating in the pageant, and she literally says, "Cody, why are you wearing a dress?" And he goes, "To win a bike." And she literally goes, "Oh my God, thank God. Oh, thank goodness." Like, there's no way they could do a joke like that today. Like,
Yeah,
You know what's
you
absolutely.
crazy?
cannot.
The first time you told me that, I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I never remember this episode for the rest, like ever. Like I don't remember
Okay.
that episode at all. So when I watched it on YouTube, I was like, "Wow, that really happened."
Yeah, man.
Like
Okay,
I started to
I'm gonna
remember it
say
as
something.
I watched it.
Do you feel like boomers have a point when they say like we're getting too soft as a generation? Like we can't make the same jokes that they used to make when they were children?
I feel like every
Do you
generation.
think we're going too much in a society where you can't say a lot?
Well, I feel like every generation, like the previous generation, gets like I don't know. They just don't like the new generation for what they're doing at all. Like every generation has that problem. So I feel like they might be exaggerating a little bit, but there's some truth behind it.
Ursula, do you think Disney was wrong in doing that back, or do you think that
No, it was definitely a funny joke, but I understand why a lot of people would find that offensive because you're literally calling out people who are that thing, like who are trans or whatever, and basically saying like, "Oh, people don't want that for their kids." And I mean, I guess that's fine for like, I don't know, like real life. I guess like people can have their own opinions or whatever. But like for a Disney Channel show that's supposed to like appeal to everyone, I get why they can't do it anymore.
so that's what I feel like why boomers kind of resent our generation. Or like they always say like, oh, we're like the soft generation.
I mean, again, you have to remember this is the exact same generation that literally fought for black people not to use the same water
Yeah,
fountain as them.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about more in a lighter tone. I'm saying I'm trying to explain why. I'm not saying that they're right.
Yeah.
I'm saying like imagine whatever you grow up on, you say like, oh, it's wrong. That show is like racist, or that show doesn't follow social norms, today's social norms.
Okay, but
You kind of resent that. If
Yeah.
you like say Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is like homophobic, you'd be like, oh, I grew up on that show. I watched it with my family. Like I love that show. How can you say that's homophobic?
I'm a firm believer, and like I'm glad. Okay, because like here's the thing: Disney Plus they had the potential to basically just censor that entire scene. Like they could have like cut that scene out or whatever, but they didn't. And I appreciate Disney for doing that. Basically,
You should not praise Disney. They cut out so much. They censored so much stuff in all their Disney shows. If they should just kept the authentic shows up to what they were.
I agree. I feel like what Disney should do is they should basically like it was part of the era. Like they should keep that. Like there's no reason.
Yeah, they
to,
should
like,
just put a notice in the beginning. That'd be like, this was part of the era. It should be a learning thing. It should be like, oh, like how far we come as a society. They shouldn't hide it like the U.S. government does with our history.
I feel like they get too much backlash for that. They're gonna be asking so many people to take it down.
But like,
No, they're not, because you can't just censor stuff because people should know what happened before.
I mean, I agree with you. Like, I want
so that they don't let it happen again.
I don't think most people will see it that way though.
If we never knew about the Holocaust, how can we learn from it?
Like, especially that girl thing from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Like, people will get so pissed off about that.
I get
if
that.
It started trending and shit.
But at the same time, they filmed that show like what, almost over 20 years ago. So like,
yeah, but
it's just, what are you gonna do? Like,
you
can't go
believe
back.
in censorship, Boomer?
You said, what did you say, Hashim?
So you believe in censorship?
No, but I feel like people are still gonna want it. I like it. I want it to stay up. But I feel like the problem people are gonna have is like their kids are gonna watch it because it's on Disney Plus, and like they're gonna actually like really pay attention to that joke to a certain extent, you know, and the parents
That's
are gonna be
fair.
upset.
That's fair. Maybe it could be censored in kids shows, but I feel like once it passes the threshold of not kids
Yeah.
shows, it should not be censored. Yeah,
Like,
because that's just how things
No,
work.
that's the reality. That's the reality.
and obviously reality is trying to change for the better and making people feel
Hmm.
more comfortable, you know, whatever.
I feel like people should do whatever they want to do as long as it doesn't interfere on anyone else.
Those are some
Well,
very wise words coming from Hashim over there. Mr.
Yeah, because you guys think I'm a Republican, but I'm not. I feel like I'm more of a
Mr.
libertarian.
Mr. What'd you say last episode? It was like multiple. It's normal somewhere, right? Yeah.
yeah,
It is normal somewhere.
I feel like the evidence against you on this episode will prove otherwise. That you're not a Republican.
I'm not. Okay.
I'm just
So
kidding, man.
another thing I did over the week since we last recorded was I watched this Netflix comedy special. Do you guys know Chris D'Elia? Chris D'Elia or whatever his name is?
I don't think I've heard of it.
He looks like a
Nope.
bird. If you look up a picture of him, he looks like a bird. Like he literally looks like an eagle. But anyway, his Netflix special came out, and there's apparently this big controversy going around that he like stole a bunch of jokes. Like if you watch his Netflix special, apparently he steals jokes verbatim from like other people's comedy specials. Like he says a joke that was basically exactly word for word from like a Key and Peele sketch. Like, have you guys ever watched Key and Peele? It's like
Yeah.
SNL, but like not. He basically said those exact words word for word or whatever. It was like a pooping joke. It was literally just like a pooping his pants joke or something. But it was literally word for word like the Key and Peele thing. This is all
So
alleged.
people are saying that he's not original, or
Yeah,
does he acknowledge that he did, or he just did it just to do it? Like,
So,
what
like,
was his reasoning?
the number one sin a comedian can make is stealing jokes, because literally like that's a comedian's product. Literally the jokes he tells. So if
Yeah,
you steal
yeah.
jokes, it's like stealing someone's freaking patent or whatever. And so like he's getting a lot of flack online. I haven't heard any other major comedians like his friends say anything about it though. And he hasn't said anything either. It's all still like speculation again, because maybe there's a potential that he just like had the same idea as everyone else, and that's why he said the jokes, because like, you know, over the course of periods people are gonna have the same idea or whatever. But you know,
So was it like a lot of jokes, or was it like one of them?
the video I watched pulled up two specific jokes. One about pooping his pants or whatever, and the other one was about a baby staring at you or something. And
What the hell?
both of them were like, they cut to like clips from like a long time ago of other comedians making jokes that are basically exactly like it. Even his mannerisms, like the way he walked or the way he like shouted certain words, were like kind of spot on. And that's what it's kind of like super sus. It's
I
super.
feel like
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like you're right that I feel like I think it was just a coincidence. I don't think he actually copied it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone's dumb enough to do that, especially someone of his caliber, being a comedian.
Yeah, of his caliber for sure. Because like I love him. Like I
mean,
listen
like,
to his podcast all the time. He's in a bunch of movies now. Have you
there's
guys
only so many jokes people can make. Like, I feel like humor doesn't really change that much. Like you could say a joke in a different way, but like it's still gonna be the same kind
No,
of joke.
it just evolves very slowly. That's all it is.
I mean, I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't like get completely canceled, because I think he is kind of funny. His Netflix special wasn't that funny. I didn't laugh like once watching the entire thing, which probably says a lot. But
Ouch.
like, yeah, it was. I like him overall though. I think he's funny on Joe Rogan. He's funny on his
What do you
own
guys think about
podcast.
Hassan Minaj? I feel like his only personality is being brown. His only jokes are being brown. He's
I mean-
not funny regardless. Besides that,
I mean,
like his one Netflix special is really good, but besides that, everything else is not funny.
What about? I mean, you could say the same thing.
His
about
whole
Russell,
thing is like being a minority and stuff. It's like the same thing over and over again.
but you could say the same thing about Russell Peters. You used to watch Russell Peters back in the day.
Yeah.
You
I
remember
feel
like
like
Yeah.
I feel like you
someone's
can
gonna
watch
get
them
hurt
once,
real
but then
bad.
you can't binge watch their comedies because it's like the same special over and
Yeah.
over.
And like the thing with Russell Peters is he's just racist as hell. So that's probably his main shtick.
Russell Peters.
But
Yeah,
besides that,
Yeah,
I really
his
resonated
main-
with Hassan Minaj's special.
dude, same. But I
Did you ever watch
cried. I genuinely cried. Like if no one's
I
seen
don't think I
Homecoming
watched
King,
it yet, sadly.
Omar, you
That
should
was
watch
really
that
good
thing.
over. Yeah, you should get on that.
Like
So it was just a comedy special? That was it?
he
Nah, it
basically-
was like more of his life in a
Yeah.
comedy.
yeah.
Really?
It was really
It's-
good.
I legit. I've seen it like 3 times, and I've legit teared up twice. It was really
Wow.
good.
Especially with us.
How
Yeah.
old is he? How old is he now?
He just had a kid. I think he's like late 20s or early 30s.
Late 20s?
So
Okay.
do you guys like Patriot Act? Or
Okay, so I watched some episodes. I think it's kind of funny. It's literally just last week tonight, dude. It's literally just last week tonight, except he's standing up.
yeah, it is.
That's all it is. And I mean, I actually applied to be on the show. Not gonna lie, I like applied for the tickets. I obviously didn't get them. Actually, I might have won them, but
Wait, so there's an application process for the tickets, like you have to apply and get accepted?
No, it's literally you just make a profile on the website and they'll give you free tickets. It's a lottery.
Oh, so then what?
It's a lottery.
So then what happened with you? Oh, you didn't get it.
I didn't. Yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of glad because obviously they were filming it right now, and obviously they can't film anything right now, so it's fine.
Yeah,
I guess
it would be kind of awkward.
But I think he's funny. I liked him. Did you watch his presidential commencement speech?
Oh yeah, that was a hit too.
That was good
because he said things that other people wouldn't say on stage because he had nothing to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a while ago. Man, I forgot about that.
He absolutely just killed it out there. I was watching like the reactions of people. Like people were like trying not to laugh. Like
yeah, Trump wasn't there, right? Like he wasn't there. That was
he's never there.
No, he wasn't there. Was he? No, he wasn't.
He's never there, really?
I think it's been he's never been there. It's been 4 years.
Bruh, dude. I loved Obama's speeches of those things, bro. He was so funny, man.
I heard Hassan Minaj is going back. I saw on his Instagram.
Ooh,
the one coming up, he's gonna be speaking again.
When is that though?
I think it's coming up. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I forgot. We live in the coronavirus world.
We live in the virus world. Yeah,
that was in February. I think I read that.
Dude, okay.
I'm on his Instagram right now. February 18th. Kenan Thompson, Hassan Minaj to headline White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Ooh, that would have been funny. That would have been good.
Oh man, that's too bad. It really is.
Omar, do you know who
Kenan Thompson and Hassan Minaj? Both of them would have killed it. Isn't he the Kenan Appeal?
No, he's not. That's not him. Kenan Thompson is the guy who's like, welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. He's that guy.
Wow,
the classic.
That's a throwback. Jeez.
Nah, do you guys remember old YouTube?
Old YouTube? What do you mean old YouTube? Like the
old YouTube was so different than new YouTube.
Yo, yeah. Define old YouTube though. Like, what era are you talking about?
Old YouTube was just like just like Charlie Bit My Finger and like.
Oh, so you're talking like classic YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about classic YouTube. Like it used to be just like funny videos that you watch. Like, but now it's like there's content creators. Like it's like
Annoying Orange, Tobuscus. Those are like the old school YouTubers.
I mean, back in the day,
I feel like the first content actual creator was like Fred.
Right? Oh my god,
he was revolutionary because he was like the first one that was like consistently upload.
Yeah,
videos like about his personality.
But
I mean, that was not his personality though. He was definitely like hamming it up.
No, that was a persona.
It was a persona he created.
Do you remember that one episode when he went on iCarly? When Fred went on iCarly?
Yeah.
That was wild, dude. When you heard his real voice, like, oh my god, he was so.
I remember when TV used to do those like crossover, like Fairly Odd Parents in like SpongeBob or something.
Yeah, but
I'd be like, the Jimmy Neutron and the Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, Parents. But before you go like on that topic, Hashim, do you guys know what happened to Fred? Like, do you know what he's up to nowadays?
No idea.
Wasn't he on Annoying Orange? Or was that Tobuscus? Who was on Annoying Orange?
That was years ago, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying I thought that was like the last thing I saw him in. That's the last thing I saw him in. I don't know what he's doing now.
You're thinking of Tobuscus. Tobuscus was on Annoying Orange.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Fred, he's still a YouTuber now. His name's not Fred, obviously. His name's actually Lucas. He has his own YouTube channel. He's gay now. Like that's really it. That's his only personality from what I can
he's
tell.
Gay?
Yeah, he was gay before too. I remember that.
He's gay and his brother's gay too, and they just make videos about like coming out and like gay pride and stuff like that. That's all I know. I haven't watched any of his videos since like 2018, but that's the last thing I saw.
Well, what do you think the reaction of the world would be if he came out gay when he was at the height of his Fred stuff?
Oh, bro, no. I mean, he was probably gay back then too, but like, nah.
Yeah. Do you think he would get like the iCarly sponsorships and stuff like that?
Definitely, maybe not. It's hard to say, to be honest.
I mean, like, now it's accepted, really back then. I feel like.
I think he would have been on iCarly, but I don't think he would have been on Drake and Josh if it was back in that era.
Oh, yeah.
Was he in Drake and Josh?
No, he wasn't. Really? I'm just saying he would not have been on Drake and Josh.
Oh, he would not have been. Okay.
Yeah.
He kind of revolutionized YouTube in a way.
I mean, you say
I don't like
that.
the new YouTube is. Do you like the new YouTube?
Okay, but Hashim, you say he revolutionized YouTube, but his impact's not really felt anymore. Like the content on YouTube since then is very different. Like no one really does like
Yeah.
quick
Like
sketches anymore.
the closest thing to him was Filthy Frank. But you know how that ended up.
But back then, YouTube just used to be like a video of a tornado or like someone biting
Yeah.
someone's finger, a kid biting someone's finger.
It was basically just America's Funniest Home Videos, but like
Yeah, a YouTube version.
Yeah, I mean nowadays they just can't do that because they have advertisements. People are making it as like a career now.
Yeah.
YouTube is basically just the dumping ground for everyone's ideas if they can't get like a TV network to pick it up. I mean YouTube is trying to be its own TV network anyway, so it kind of works out for content
YouTube
creators.
originals. Yeah.
Well, not even just YouTube originals. Like obviously you don't like him very much, Hashim, but if you ever watch a Danny Mullen video, his every episode's like 30 minutes, and they're basically like entire like episodes of a TV show. Like he goes through like an entire freaking storyline, an episode or whatever, and he does that on purpose. Like he wanted to be a filmmaker when he came out to LA, but he ended up just making YouTube videos, and he's doing pretty okay with it. So
I mean, he resonates with his audience.
His audience is very specific, but yeah.
His audience is very specific, and people that like him are diehard fans. So
Yes.
it's kind of like the Joe Exotic effect.
The Joe Exotic effect.
I had to make a Tiger King reference.
Did we talk about Tiger King last time? I don't even remember.
So you were saying that
No.
Tiger King is not popular, but he's so popular. What do you mean? He has like fan clubs and stuff. I was looking online, like so many people want him to be released.
And those people are the same people who voted for Trump and are crazy. What? I didn't say that.
That's
What?
exactly
Hot take?
that's exactly
Hot
what I
take?
was saying. I was saying that Joe Exotic has a Trump vibe to him.
Okay.
And
Wait. I agree.
Carol Baskin has a Hillary vibe to her.
Yes, he does. Thank you for
Wow.
stealing my joke, Hashim. Yes. No, you're right. I remember literally like a couple days after that, like it blew up. I was doing exercises outside, and my neighbors, they were like talking to each other, and one of them literally shouted Joe Exotic for president at the top of his lungs. This man's 35, by the way, and I just thought that was really funny. Like the other neighbor
No,
was
you know
like,
the craziest thing about what you just said?
"Oh, did your neighbors do the
You
same
were
thing?"
outside.
Oh,
No, you were
ha.
outside.
Ha, 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 ha. Dude, it's so bad, bro. Like my skin is so pale now. Like I look like a vampire that's like been stained or whatever.
You know you can go outside, right? You just take a walk or something.
I get that, but at the same time, I'm lazy, and also I'm not trying to get diseases, bro.
I feel like this coronavirus gives you an excuse to be like a lazy introvert.
Just an introvert, exactly.
Dude,
Like the introverts like partying right now, like yo, there's like no pressure to be extroverted right now. Like they could just do what they want and just chill.
yeah. And I mean,
Kind
good
of
for
like what
them.
I'm doing.
I'm thinking about like if I was still at school right now, I would just be like stressed about finals coming up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So at least now I could feel justified not caring because I'm just gonna get that P anyway.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so another quick thing that this is like going back to a really old topic with the whole comedy special thing. Originally, before the whole like stealing jokes thing happened, originally I wanted to talk about a joke that he made about the worst mutant power. You know, like the X-Men, right? Like Wolverine and all that stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was basically making a joke like what the worst X-Men power would be. So I want to ask you guys a question. What would the worst X-Men power be? Like what mutant power would be so bad that if you asked Charles Xavier to put you on the team, he would put you on the bench?
That's a very interesting question. I had to think about this one.
The worst mutant power.
I had a really good answer, but then I remembered that it was actually in the movie. Okay, so the idea I was going to say the power to change channels with your eyes. Like every time you blink, you're able to like change the channel in the TV show you're watching. But then I remembered the only reason I thought about that was because that actually was a mutant power in X-Men 2. Like if you watch
Yes,
X-Men 2,
that
there's,
was?
Really?
yeah, there's an actual mutant with that exact power. Like how freaking useless is that, bro? Like what am I going to do? Blink at Magneto?
Honestly, if there was no outward need for like to save the world or anything, why not just use a practical one like that? That could work.
That's not practical at all. You don't even watch TV
Yeah.
nowadays.
What are you gonna be, like a TV salesman? Just keep flipping the channels?
Okay, my superpower would be the
No.
first show that's recommended on Netflix is the one I want to watch.
Okay,
So
what?
essentially,
your mutant power is just a feeling.
no, my feeling is not a feeling. It's like
It's an urge.
it's not an urge. It's not an urge. I can just pick the best show without having to search for it.
Oh, so you're a movie connoisseur. You're a film buff. You have the best recommendations for every single
Yeah, the
situation.
best recommendations. Like
Quick.
Netflix just knows what I want to watch.
Hashim,
Well,
Magneto's
at
gonna
least that-
destroy the mansion in 5 seconds. Quick, what movie do I put on?
At least it means you never get bored.
Yeah. It'd be perfect for quarantine, not gonna lie.
Honestly, you spend so much time looking for shows, man, instead of watching them.
Oh, dude, yeah. Think about like how much time you spend on just the Netflix menu. I wish that
Yeah.
was a statistic. You know, like how like you know how like PlayStation games have like achievements. I wish there was like an
Yeah.
achievement on Netflix saying like, oh, you spent 6 hours on the Netflix home app.
Oh
Do
my
you guys remember
God.
when Netflix used to bring CDs?
Okay, okay, Hashim. You want something crazy? I was talking to someone the other day. They did not know that Netflix used to do that. They thought Netflix was only a streaming thing for like
No, no,
forever.
yeah. Netflix did CDs forever. Like, you used to like order your CDs online,
Okay,
and they used to come to your house.
To be honest, I didn't know that either. I use Redbox for most of my stuff. Or do you
No,
guys
no, no.
remember
Netflix was
GameFly?
revolutionary. I had the subscription when we used to get like Netflix
No,
movies.
dude. Do you guys remember
It used to come in
GameFly?
like these.
yeah.
It used to come like GameFly, yeah, essentially.
Wait,
You
Umar,
used to ship them back. Like, I always used to you lose them or break them. Like, you pay for the whole thing.
Umar, was it your cousin I was talking to that about? Wasn't your cousin the one who didn't believe that Netflix delivered DVDs?
I don't think we had that conversation with him.
No, I firmly remember your cousin being freaking out. Like his cousin, who was older than me, by the way. I remember this now. He did not know that Netflix used to deliver DVDs, and I just like broke the news to him, and he's like, "What? No way, bro. No way."
Maybe. I honestly don't remember.
Do you
It
guys?
sounds like it, though.
Netflix was the best at adapting, so
You know what's
that's
crazy
why they're so
though?
successful.
You know what's crazy though? I watched this video a while ago. Blockbuster had the ability to do the exact same thing that Netflix is doing now back in like 2000 like 7.
Yeah,
So
I never understood why they never did it.
so like Blockbuster they partnered with this one internet company or whatever and they were basically going to start streaming videos and stuff or streaming movies and putting it out to
Uh-huh.
people. The reason they never did it was because they thought it would never last. Like they thought like internet was just going to be like a quick fad thing. Like people were not actually going to do that. They would prefer coming into the store and just like picking it out themselves. Like they just didn't think it was a good business investment.
Investment.
Yeah. So they
Bro,
just never went through
companies are
with
the
it.
worst enemies.
That's so sad, bro.
But Hashim, the only reason like that is because people don't like taking risks. Like if people took more risks, I feel like we would have a much more advanced society. But people are so stuck in their old ways that they don't want to try new things, and that's what causes
And
good
there-
opportunities to
there's
go by.
there's no need to take risks either as a big company like Apple. They release the same phone every year, and they know people are still going to buy their phones. Like, they don't have to change much for people to buy it, so they don't have to come out with anything new or amazing.
Yeah.
That's why we have no advancement in
Blockbuster did
technology.
that, and they're not really here anymore, are they?
Yo, I mean, it's so sad because like Google,
So, like, what if people stopped buying iPhones till the Apple actually created something that's worth buying? Apple would be forced to make something that's
yeah,
worth buying.
yeah. If there's still a supply, why would Apple change the demand, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's why most of our technological advancements come from the military.
What are you
What
talking
do you guys think about the
about?
new iPhone, though? The new iPhone.
It's just an iPhone 6. Like I'm pretty sure my phone's already more powerful
I
than
think
this.
I think I'm gonna switch to. I'm gonna be an Android guy
Omar,
soon.
please don't,
Or
bro.
wait.
Omar,
I'm
don't
gonna
do
stop
it,
there.
bro. Omar, please
Okay,
don't change
alright.
your phone, man. I like my blue text. Hashim already ruined it with the green text. I like my blue text, man. Also, I
Nah,
mean,
bro.
is it just because you can't
Sorry, go
jailbreak your
ahead.
phone? Is it really that it? Like, is that the only reason?
I mean, no. It's just sooner or later this phone is gonna go bad. So I was like, might as well switch to a better phone. Like, I don't see the new phone being any good.
Wait, Omar, why would you buy the new iPhone? It's a downgrade. It's literally just a cheaper model. It's basically just like the iPhone. Remember the iPhone C or whatever, like the iPhone 5C. It was just a cheaper iPhone. It's just for people
Why
who
would I
are
buy?
cheaper.
Why would I buy a cheaper iPhone when I can buy more advanced Android for the same price?
I don't think you can. I'm pretty sure this new iPhone's a lot cheaper than the new Android.
Well, I don't want to buy the newest Android, but I don't want to stick with iPhone because if they're just gonna keep doing this, where they just downgrade the product,
Alright,
why would I want to keep buying
alright,
it?
Omar, just remember your AirPods are not going to work as well with it. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing that
I'll
out
keep that
there.
in mind.
So, do you guys think that cloud gaming is the future of gaming,
Okay, so yeah,
or do you think that console gaming is going to remain as the
Actually,
forefront?
thank you for reminding me. So back to the Google talk real quick. Google literally tries a bunch of different things all the time, right? Like Google is always expanding. Like remember the Google Glass, the Google Pixel, like the Google,
Yeah.
and now Stadia, the
Stadia.
Google Stadia. They try
Yeah.
Didn't
so
that go
many
out of
things.
business or something? Yeah, Google Stadia.
Yeah, Google tries so many different things all the time, and they never work. And I'm trying to understand why they never work. I think Google is willing to take risks, but they're just not willing to stick by those risks. If you ever notice, Google only
Yeah,
does things for like a
definitely.
year. Like the Google eyeglass
I've
thing
seen that.
was only for like a year, and then they dropped it. The Google Pixel phone, who talks about that thing now? Like no one talks about the Pixel. Omar talks about an Android right now. He didn't even like consider the Pixel or whatever. So it's just
They
like
they built a lot of hype around something and then they drop it completely. That's like I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, and then people forget about it and they're like, oh yeah, who remembers that?
But someone's gonna have to take over the online gaming space because I think cloud gaming is the future.
Why though?
Mm.
But
But don't you think companies will lose money through cloud gaming because like they're not selling like $300 consoles anymore?
well,
They're selling subscriptions.
I'll tell you why I don't think cloud gaming is ever gonna like hit it big. At least in its current stage. In the current stage with our current internet, there's so much lag, bro. Like there's so
We
much.
have 5G
lag.
now.
Yeah, we have 5G.
We also have
now.
coronavirus.
Exactly. But there's so much like imagine like shooting games, fighting games, all those types of games that rely on like really shit, what's the word? Really fast stable connections with like no input lag. Input lag is a big thing. And with streaming, you're always gonna have the input lag, at least in our current state, unless you have like really, really like high tech Wi-Fi, and the average person's not gonna get freaking stable internet connection to have like no input lag, you know?
I strongly disagree. So I'm actually aware with this. I'm actually involved in a company that's doing it right now because I play on a Mac. So I was playing Assassin's Creed yesterday, Odyssey, and it was coming out very clear. I also play like a bunch of different games through a streaming service.
Did you play a fighting game though?
Odyssey is the single player game though. You can't really compare it to an online
I play
multiplayer game like
League of
Call
Legends, I
Duty
play
or something.
Fortnite, I play Call of Duty on there. You can play Call of Duty on there. It all comes out very
But did you play a fighting game?
Really, even the multiplayer.
fighting game.
You need to play a fighting
Paladins.
game.
Or what is it? TF2.
TF2 is not a fighting game, dude.
What's a fighting game then?
A 2-on-2 fighting game, like Street Fighter, Tekken, any of those games.
I haven't played those now.
Bro, okay, so that's gonna be the make or break because those games rely on responsive inputs because you have to do certain things in order to get your combos out, and that requires the best connection, the best freaking inputs.
Yeah.
So
I disagree.
That's a test.
I disagree with that.
Why
I
do
disagree with that.
you disagree with that? What's your disagreement?
No, because there's like a bunch of games on here. I haven't just because I haven't played on them doesn't mean they work just as well as other games. Like I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There's Rocket League on here. There's Destiny 2.
But those games don't require like freaking lightning fast inputs though. Like those games don't require you to have like exact inputs at this exact moment to get your freaking.
I mean, they do. Like League of Legends, they requires you to be on the ball. Like the faster your connection,
Yes,
the better
like
you are at the game.
Like even Rocket League, they have like ranked divisions. Even those have like the necessity for higher inputs. Like Diamond League, like people need to actually hit their shots and juggle the ball. It's like super weird.
So it's all dependent on your Wi-Fi. I'm using like a basic Wi-Fi and it's working really well. If I had a faster Wi-Fi, it would work even better. So I feel like in 10 years when internet becomes better, I feel like this is definitely the future.
Okay, so exactly in the future maybe, but in its current stages, I really don't think it's gonna work out. Just in its current stages though.
I think it's very recent. I think it's gonna hit off in like 5 years.
Again, bro, like I mean,
because there's no need to buy like $1,000 computers. Like when you can buy like $100 Chromebook and still play video games, the same level as someone that bought like a $2,000 gaming computer.
I want to agree with you, bro. I'm thinking about that one kid who lives in like Ohio who doesn't have that good of an internet connection. He's not gonna want this. Like he's not gonna get that same level as just like a normal console. Like he doesn't want to have to stream every single one of his games. Like we live in a big like metropolitan area. Like we're close to a big city. We have relatively good Wi-Fi here. Imagine a kid who just lives in freaking Ohio or like freaking Idaho or something, who doesn't have like that stable of a connection all the time.
But on the other spectrum, we live near like a city, but we're nothing compared to like the Asian countries like Korea and stuff.
Yeah.
Like their internet's like 10 times faster than us everywhere.
Yeah.
So I feel like it doesn't have to be only an American thing.
Oh no,
exactly. I feel like it's definitely going to take off.
America and Asia are the biggest markets, so you have to make sure that it works in both of those areas. We'll see. Omer, like, would you give up your console or your PC just to stream your games like Netflix?
I would have to test out the console first, the streaming service, but it'd be something I'd be interested in for sure. It saves a lot of money.
It saves a lot of space.
It does have a lot of space, but that's
what I was saying.
Like, that's nothing compared to like a like a $500.
I was saying that won't companies lose money basically by like offering streaming services because like no one's gonna buy the $300 PlayStation anymore.
I mean, yeah, but then Sony is just gonna make their own streaming service. Like, I mean, Stadia might have all the games right now just because it's the only thing out there. But once it gets popping, Sony's just gonna make its own one, and then Microsoft's gonna have its own one, and then Nintendo's gonna
And
have its
then
own one. Well,
yeah,
no,
and
What's
people
stopping
lean
what's
towards the
stopping games
Sony.
from making their own platforms to play their own games? Like, why bring Sony even into the equation?
because money. Like, how are they
Yeah,
gonna
they had-
afford
No,
distribution?
They
so
have
like
their own
I just create
exclusives
my
for
own
themselves.
Ubisoft platform. So like I have my own I stream all my Ubisoft games and people can buy subscriptions. Basically like Disney Plus and stuff like that.
But
Like
then,
all games
but then
have
that
their
would,
own thing.
then the only games coming out would be big studio games. There would be no indie games. Like the indie game market would completely die because they don't have that distribution. Like what
So
you're saying is,
isn't that basically what isn't that basically what Disney Plus and Netflix are doing?
yes, it's really
Disney
sad.
Plus is doing?
Well, yes and no. Yes, because yeah, indie people have no distribution now because like if theaters grab, well, no, it's not really the same thing. Just because like you would never pay a streaming service just to watch one movie. So like these studios have to go through the bigger ones. So like a small person who has an idea for a film, he would just go talk to Disney and put his film on Disney Plus. Likewise, a small studio who has like a really
Oh,
small
so
game.
then that's a problem with the movie business.
No, it's the
You
same
can't
thing.
really
It's the same thing in the video game industry. So like a small indie game developer would just talk to Sony to put their product on the Sony platform.
Yeah, so then Ubisoft having their own platform would work because like someone would talk to the indie gamer would talk to Ubisoft like, oh, I want this
Yeah,
game,
but who
put it on your
who
platform.
just plays Ubisoft games though? Like why would you just pay for a Ubisoft platform?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the point of having Samsung? What's the point of having Sony and
Well,
Microsoft?
because those are the big ones. Like those are the big marquee ones.
Yeah, but you know how much money the companies pay towards providing like contracts with them? Like, why just cut them out? I'd say they could cut them out. That could be a possibility.
They're not gonna cut
That's
them
what
out.
Disney Plus did to Netflix. So they just cut them out and they're like, oh, we can do it better than you.
Yeah, but Disney
just
and
make our own
Netflix are
streaming
massive
services.
organizations. Like if let's say you're like I don't know 343. Do you know who 343 is?
Yep.
No, you don't.
Destiny and Halo.
Oh shit, you're right. You're right. Oh, you do know. Okay, so like 343, for example, like they're not just gonna make their own streaming service. They're gonna talk to Microsoft because Microsoft has their big streaming service and get their games out there that way.
But the people that want to play games, they're still gonna go. They're still gonna play the games. You know what I'm trying to say, right?
I actually don't, but it's whatever.
Like if I want to watch the new Rogue One, not what's the new show on Netflix, Disney Plus,
Oh,
The Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Yeah, either I'm gonna legally stream it or I'm gonna buy Disney Plus just to watch it. If I'm that much of a Star Wars fan,
Yeah, but that's because you're a Star Wars fan. Now, let's say The Mandalorian had nothing to do with Star Wars. Would you buy a whole streaming service just to watch it?
I wouldn't watch it because I'm not a fan. But yeah,
Exactly.
no, I
So,
wouldn't.
like, these new studios who have new IPs who want to get their games out there, they're going to need to put them on these big markets. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo already have, like, fan bases. So if they ever make their own streaming service, all the indie people are just going to put their stuff on that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you'll just get if you ever feel like getting an impulse buy, you'll just go on the I mean, I do this all the time. I just go on the PlayStation Store, pick like a game I want, and they're not all Sony games. They're like some other studios.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So what is Flagan talking about right now, Ruslan?
I don't know, but Hashim, I'm gonna be real with you. We should continue this on the next podcast. I think this is good for today.
Okay.
So yeah, how you guys feeling? This is episode 2. A little bit of a rocky show. We did like start the intro like 50 times today, but we eventually got there. We got an episode out. I feel
This
like,
episode was harder to get out than any other episode, I feel like.
yeah, but I feel like it's gonna get easier as time goes on. It's all about momentum building. So I'll catch you guys next time, and hopefully episode 3 will not take as long as this one. So
Hopefully it'll be more natural too.
yeah, exactly. All right, see you guys later.